Is this gonna be alright? Hello everybody, here we are, and let me, I think network is good. I mean, this is not bad. Okay, I thought right now my mobile is not connected to the PC directly, rather it is connected via Wi-Fi. It is a wireless connection, so still the network connectivity is quite good. Or I think it is good. I need to get it connected anyway. I mean, at least in that way I can be assured about this thing, and after that I can just simply continue. Let's keep the mobile somewhere here. I hope it's gonna be alright. Alright, right now it's good. Later I will be just fixing this, getting it connected if needed. And let's simply continue from here on. And the main focus is gonna be on, first of all, we will be going through the pre-written code that is based on WebRTC and all. And after we have just recapped everything, after that I will start working on the current Let's Talk application that I had. So this is how things are actually gonna be going on. And I just wanted to get everything summarized in a quick way, and that is why this is what I'm gonna be doing. So whatever I'm gonna be doing, of course you will be able to see, and it's gonna be kind of mind map, exactly mind map of the things that are actually happening here in the background. So without any further delay, let's simply get started. And projects, I have to go to this Google Meet. By me, of course that's not gonna be there as far as this complete is concerned. Let's simply open this and let's simply start working on the things from not from scratch, but kind of like that. So I will be going with the things from starting, and we'll be discussing everything in detail. So this is how the plan is right now, and hopefully it's gonna be great. Okay, and of course I need one more thing, and that thing is going to be open here itself. So over here I'm gonna be opening xcalhydra.com, and hopefully I'm already logged in here. First of all, let's make it dark mode, and once it is dark mode, this is xcalhydra. I'd rather go with the Express, not Express actually, Eraser. So this is the website that I was looking for. I can just simply click on try eraser, and I'm gonna be just drawing a mind map over here. Not even mind map, I'm gonna be just drawing the things that actually happening when a WebRTC connection actually gets established, even before that what happens and all. So yeah, it's kind of hard to explain. This is kind of a what I am unable to name it a good name. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna be just doing it, and as I'm doing it you can exactly see what I'm doing. As simple as that. By the way, it will be starting from here, from the index.html, and before even that action.html, and from this action.html I'm getting two things. First of all, I'm actually generating even before that I have some of the events over here. They are not quite important, join action and all. The important thing actually starts from here, that is getting the meeting ID, and once I have the meeting ID, redirecting to the meeting page. So once I'm actually inside the meeting page, at that time I will already be getting my meeting ID, and I will prompt the user for the username. Once I got the meeting name ID and the username, I will initializing everything, and everything actually starts from here. Of course I will be showing the meeting container. So meeting container, as soon as I'm on that particular page, it will be shown directly, so that's even not a problem. The most important thing actually starts from here, init, and if I go to this init over here, when I actually initialize this is the code related to the app process, and this is the code related to the initialization. So I have my socket, I have my username, and I have my meeting ID. Of course I'm gonna be needing them, and when it comes to this socket, that's okay, fine for now, and everything is getting initialized like this. So this is how the things are actually gonna be going on. So let's get started. So what will I be doing? I will have 1, 2 server, signaling server. Let's see. I'm back here. What's the problem? Why is it taking so much time? Sign up with Google. It should be quite quick, and I hope I don't have. Okay, so this is gonna be coding the code 999@gmail.com. As for the password, I hope this is the right one. Yep. I have to enable it from here. That's crazy because I will have to re-enter the password, and the password of my mobile is very long one. Okay, this much time I took to just simply enter the password. So this is crazy. Alrighty, things seems to be okay right now. And first of all, I'm gonna be creating a page, and I'm just gonna be drawing everything, all the things that are actually happening in the background. So this is gonna be one of the files where I'm gonna be working. And in here, of course, this Google Meet is only written here. Let's simply get rid of this. First of all, I will have some pillars here, and these pillars are gonna be just simply representing some of the steps. So this is the second one, and this is the third one. And when it comes to these pillars, so first one is gonna be what? First one is gonna be peer 1, client 1. Suppose there are two peers, and at that time this is something that's happening. So peer 1, this is gonna be peer 1, this is gonna be the server, signaling server. So this is gonna be the signaling server, and I'm just gonna be kind of summarizing it over here so that if I work on my own, I know exactly what is needed to be done. Okay, and this is gonna be peer 2. So suppose there are these are the peers right now, and this way the things are actually gonna be happening. So in that case, let me give it some more space. Let's keep it in the middle. Let's move them leftwards and rightwards respectively. Okay, almost done. So what will I be doing right now? First of all, if that is a peer 1, and of course when it comes to the peer 1, so peer 1 will send the information. So here this is gonna be the front end side. So first of all, initialization will happen in it, and but before even that, once the initialization happened, initialization in the sense, what all am I doing when initialization happens? When initialization happens, I change the UI. So UI is done, and after that event signaling process and event handling. So these are the three things that are actually happening over here. So as soon as I initialized the things, I can come back here just like this. So init happened. Init contains both. Init contains these few things. First of all, UI will change. Second, signaling related things and all. But okay, these things are pretty much common. They can be done anytime. The important thing that actually happens here is I send a request to the signaling server, and what happens here if I send a request to the signaling server? Interesting stuff. Here I am. When the request goes to the signaling server, so first of all I ask to connect, as simple as that. Of course, if I want to ask to connect, so I will be just sending my information here. Once I send ask to connect, at that time it just simply connects me, and not only that, it just simply sends me some of the events. So events are gonna be it will be sending some of the events to me. This is gonna be one of them, and some of the events are gonna be, first one is going to be what? Inform me about others, and this is one of them is gonna be inform me. Another one is gonna be inform others. So it will be informing me about others, it will be informing others about me. So this is the first one, this is the second one. Even I will be digging deeper into it, but overall these are the things that happen. So what am I actually doing here? First of all, UI related stuff actually happens directly, that's fine. So when it comes to UI related parts, whenever as soon as I'm initializing it, I'm just simply changing the UI. apart from the UI, two important things actually happen over here: event process signaling server and event handling. Inside event handling, what am I actually handling? Events related to this. So ultimately, whenever I click on hand raise, then what should happen? Whenever I click on button send, then what should happen? Whenever I click on the video, then what should happen? So ultimately, events are actually handled here, and that's fine. Okay, not really a big deal. This is already working, so that event related stuff is not really a problem right here. I can just simply close this, or let's go directly here. So ask to connect, I will be sending the data. I will be informing myself. So whenever I'm asking to connect, that simply means just a second. Alright everybody, let's continue. So what I was saying, that first of all, this initialization happens. When this particular initialization happens, at that time socket connection gets established, and once the socket connection actually gets established, so connection happens, and once the connection actually happens, I simply send ask to connect a request to the signaling server. When the request actually goes to the signaling server, so over here I just simply listen for that particular request. So I listen for signaling server request. So ask to connect signaling. Come on, yeah, this is the one. And over here, first of all, I just add the user depending on whether that is a host or not. And after that, few things are gonna be sending. A request to join permission will be sent. So I can just simply say one thing. There are few conditions here. The first is that is actually a host. Just like this, if that is a host, then okay, I will be informing me and I will be informing others. Okay, if that is a host, then that will be directly added. Not like this. What can I do here? Over here I will be checking whether that is a host or not. If that is not a host, okay, just like this. So if that is not a host, in that case I will send join meeting request join request to join meeting, just like this. Let me make more space here. So this much is done. Let me keep it somewhere here, so that that's kind of enough space to just manage the things. So this is going to be here. And as for this peer 2, what's wrong with this? Okay, this is fine right now. I can select it all and I can move it rightwards. So this is how things are gonna be going on. So first of all, of course, I asked to connect. So let's keep it like this. And when I'm actually asking to connect, at that time I'm gonna be sending some data as well. Sending some data in the sense, at least there should be username, and or forget about the username, there should be at least name, and there should be meeting ID. So meeting ID. This is how the things are actually gonna be going on. And when I'm actually asking to connect, then there are two conditions here. That can be the host or that cannot be the host. So over here I can just move it here. In that case, if that is not a host, if not host, just like this, if that is a not host, in that particular situation, what will I say? I will send another request, that is a request to join meeting. So this is the event that will be triggered. Ultimately I will be requesting to join the meeting, just like this. So request to join meeting will go, and when the meeting actually goes there, or I can just simply have it here, if that is not a host, then request to join meeting, and from and this will happen from the backend side, of course, request to join meeting, and I will be sending my data as well. Okay, so this is actually it's gonna be going on. So this thing is done, and once the request actually goes there, then from here the request is gonna be coming. So there's gonna be another event, even I must say. and this event will be all about can't I just move it over? Not really. Okay, never mind. So from here I will be just sending another or emitting another event that will be grant join permission. So ultimately right now permission related stuff is actually happening, so this particular thing is done. Once this is done, then that's okay. As for the data will be sent from here as well, and data will be sent. And now there are two things here again. First of all, it will be successful, so I'm gonna be emitting another events, few more events from here. So this is gonna be one of them, and this is gonna be the another one. Okay, if it is successful, that's okay. User is actually going to be added. So if it is actually success, that means user is actually allowed, then user will be added. And if it is failure, then if it is a failure, then I will be doing something. So it's better to just simply keep them like this. So grant permission can be success or it can be failure. When it is a success, I will be adding it. So if it is actually success, in that case the user is actually going to be added. So add the user just like this. So it is going to be somewhere here. User is going to be added, and when the user is added, then I will be emitting some events from here. So let's keep it here. So quite good stuff. Ask to connect name and data. So ultimately I will be just simply sending the data over here, so I can just simply name it like this. So whenever I ask to connect, I will send my data, and when I actually send the data, then I will be added if there are two things. First of all, not host. If I'm not the host, then something will be happening. If I'm host, then something will be happening. So let me make some more space here. Let's see how well I can just simply make this diagram today, because it's gonna be a big one, that is for sure. Okay, here we are. And over here, if not host, if that is a not host, request to join meeting data, and after that it will actually come here, and after that it will grant a join permission data will happen. But in case if that is already a host, then something else will be happening. So ask to connect and not host, that's okay. If there is a not host, then I will be doing this much. If that is a host, then what will happen? If there is already a host, yes host or I can say is host. Let's make it green color. If that is already a host, then what will I be doing? If that is already a host, I will just directly be adding it. So if that is a is host, that simply means it will be added. And not host, request join data, grant permission data, and once the permission is actually granted, come on, can I select it today? Let's keep it somewhere here, not quite needed right now. If that is actually a host, I will be adding the user, grant, and that can be success or that can be failure. If that is a success, then what will I be doing? If that is actually success, after that I will be adding the user. When I'm actually adding the user, then few things happen. When I'm actually adding the user, so I will be informing me and I will be informing others. So let's go on like this. So whenever I'm actually adding the user, at that time I'm gonna be informing others and I'm gonna be informing myself. So this is how it's gonna be going on. So it's gonna be going on like this, and whenever I add the user, so if that is a success, user will be added. Then the user is actually added. Then I'm informing me and informing others. So these are the two events that are triggered, and when these events are triggered, then I will be doing something. So this is the one of the first things. So over here I can just simply say not host, join request data, grant meeting data. If that is a success, then do this, and if that is a failure, if it was denied, if that is a failure, in that case I will be sending kind of event, emitting an event, and that is the permission denied. So this is how I will be going ahead. So this happens only when if that is a not host. Okay, so something like this, and I hope I will be able to change the colors. Turns out I cannot really change the colors. This is actually gonna be one of the figures, that's fine. So I made it a figure, and this way I will be able to select it whenever I want. And this is interesting. What else can I do? As this is the figure, let it be. So this is one of the figures if that is not a host, and another situation can be that actually there is actually a host, then I will be doing something. So let's keep the things like this. Peer 1 is gonna be here, signaling server is gonna be here, and what is this? This is gonna be one of the lines, and that is not quite visible. Okay, I've done this much. What is the next thing? First of all, I'm asking to connector. So the first thing is that if that is a not host, I will be requesting to join the meeting, granting the permission will happen. If that is a success, then the user will be added. If that is a failure, then permission is going to be denied. And just after that, this is good. I can go with this. So this is how things are actually happening. So this much I've done. After that, if that is a host, so if that is host, then what will be happening? But even before that, if I'm asking to connect, at that time I will be just doing something, like some stuff will happen over here. So if I'm actually asking to connect, first of all I will be checking the data and all, and I will be adding the user. When I'm actually adding the user, I'm informing me and informing others. And not only that, when I'm actually informing me and others, so over here on the front end side, so this is actually gonna be the front end part. So just in here, as soon as I got these events, so over here I will be informing me. So whenever I'm informing me and informing others, at that time I will be setting the new connection. So set a new connection. This is the first thing that will happen. So set new connection in the sense that is gonna be a peer connection. So set new connection, that means peer connection. So I'm talking about this. So this is the first thing that will happen. And the next thing is that so request join permissions whenever I'm actually informing me and as well as others at that time on the front end side, of course. So whenever I'm doing this, informing others about me, so this user will be added, and this is gonna be the UI part. So that simply means on the UI, user should be added. So add user, and that is the UI part, right? So this is the first thing that will happen. So change the UI. So create the peer connection. This is the first thing. And add user in the UI. How will you add it? Of course we will figure it out how will it be done, but we have to just do this thing even if I'm informing me or informing others. So this is one of the first things that will happen. And just a sec. App server, whenever I'm just informing me and others, where am I listening for that particular event? That must be at the top. So here it is actually happening. So first of all I added the user. After that I'm setting a new connection. When I'm actually setting a new connection, so I have to set a peer connection. So this over here, set new connection. So ultimately few things are actually happening over here. First of all, a connection is gonna be established, and then I will be listening for some of the events. So on negotiation needed, on ice candidate, on track. So few events I will be listening to. So I can be back here, and when this particular thing is done, at that time, whenever I'm actually setting a new connection, at that time there are gonna be few events. First one is gonna be on ice candidate. This is gonna be the first one. Second one is actually gonna be control D. Second one is gonna be on track. So on track. So whenever I'm gonna be getting the tracks, and there was one more if I'm not wrong. On track, on negotiation needed. So on negotiation needed. Okay, this kind of mind map is really important so that I actually don't get stuck what is actually happens and when. So these are the three things that actually happen here at the end. And when these things are actually happening, at that time when on negotiation actually happens, I create the offer. So ultimately offer is created here. So I just simply create the offer, and hopefully I just add the offer as well. So inside this particular section, I just simply set the offer. Setting the offer in the sense you have to create the offer and set it, and server process, send it, check this later, but I don't need to say it now anymore, I know that already. So yeah, so what actually happens here, I'm just simply gonna be setting the offer, and when the offer is actually set, after that I have to notify others as well. So set offer is done. When the set offer is done, I will be sending the offer to the once the offer is actually set, I will be sending the offer to the other client. So this is the thing that will be happening. On ICE candidate, I will be gathering it, and then I will be sending it to the other clients. So when on ICE candidate actually gets triggered, so this particular section over here, so I just simply get them and send it to the other client. So that's pretty simple, at least. The next thing that will actually happen here, send offer to other client for peer 2, send offer to peer 2, and similarly send candidate to peer 2. So even I have to send the candidate over here just after that. So this is also that will be happening. On track, I will be getting it whenever I just get the tracks and all. So add the track. Let's see what exactly add. Forget about this time over here. Add track should be fine. So this much is actually happening over here, and all these things are actually happening when I'm actually informing me and others. And if that is actually a host, then it will directly be added. So if that is a host, just a sec. So when I just simply send ask to connect, in that case, if that is not a host, then I will be sending these things, ask to connect. And if that is a ask to connect, whenever a host asks to connect, whenever a host asks to connect, right, at that time, forget about the host. I mean, whenever I ask to connect, and if not a host, then this will be happening. And if that is actually a host, then what will happen? It will actually get added. So add the user, or add user will directly happen over here. And when the user is actually added, that simply means these things are actually gonna be happening here again. So let's simply copy it, Control C. The user is directly gonna be added. That simply means this will happen like this. And whenever the user is actually added, again I will be getting inform me and inform others, and that simply means this will happen. I just copied and pasted the wrong way. Let's keep it here as well. So this is actually what happens. So if that is actually host, that will directly be added, and when that is added, these are the events that are gonna be triggering. So mainly is the new connection, set new connection. As soon as I have set the new connection on negotiation needed, I will be creating the offer, and once the offer is created, I will be sending the offer to the peer 2. Now once the connection is actually established, and one more thing, on the front end side, I will have few states. First one is gonna be the socket connection, of course. Second one is gonna be username. Third one is gonna be meeting state, meeting ID. So these are the ones that I actually have here, and a few more I'm gonna be having. So at least I had this much. Made a connection, request join and all, and success is then okay, informing others and all. And when I'm actually informing me and others, at that time I'm setting the peer connection. And when I'm actually setting the peer connection, let me have these events here. Come on, yeah, I should be able to see that. App process, let's simply flash everything, and I'm gonna be having 3 things here, and most probably these are the only things that I need. So I will be having the socket, that is right, and in the app process, right, initialization section. Apart from this particular thing, I don't really need to have anything except this base URL that can get easily. And I need to have these 2 things, media recorder and chunks. This is mainly for recording, and apart from this thing I don't need to have anything. So there are 2 sections actually here. When it comes to the variables, so of course I'm gonna be having variables here. When it comes to the variables, right, so there are gonna be 2 types of variables. variables. So there are going to be two types of variables, and just like this. So this is gonna be variables related to the initialization. So first one is actually gonna be when you are initializing the things. At that time you will have these variables. Apart from these variables, you will have a media track. I hope that is the one. Media recorder, not media track. So you will have media recorder. So whenever you record the things, at that time this will be used. So media recorder. And right now at least these many things I have. Later, and I will have chunk, and this chunk will mainly contain the information so related to the media container and that's gonna be an array. So this is how I'm gonna be going ahead with the things. So this is the when the initialization happens, and the second thing is actually, can't I do it today? Okay, this is fine. First one is the part related to the initialization, and second is the part where the process related stuff happens. So process, whenever the process related stuff happens, then I'm gonna be having some other like variables here, but okay, that's gonna be done very soon. So let's even have them here. As soon as the offer is set and on negotiation needed. So let me go through it. This is the app, right? And initialization happens, everything got connected. I send the information got sent, asked to connect, event got triggered back to the backend signaling server, and once this is done, and then request to join permission, I will get this particular request, and when this request actually comes, at that time confirm again model is gonna appear, and then I'm just simply gonna be handling everything, and that's it. Apart from this thing, nothing is actually happening. So whenever I'm just getting this particular request here, request to join meeting data, so just over here I will be allowing or denying. So this is how I will be just getting the things done. So I can actually allow it or I can deny it. If I deny it, then of course nothing will happen. So ultimately just after this I will be sending this particular response. So I can allow or I can deny, and then grant join permission. If that is a success, then that's great, that will be added and it will be informed. If that is a failure, then of course nothing will happen. So as for this success, let's keep it green. As for this failure, let's make it red, and this is how things are actually going to be going on. And if there is a failure, permission denied, this is the event that will be triggered back to the backend, and as client side, and when this permission is actually denied, then just here I can say redirect will happen home page. So ultimately, if a permission is actually denied, then I will be redirecting the user back to the home page. So this is something that I will be doing, and let's see what all I'm gonna be doing soon later. So at least I have done this much. Alrighty, by the way, if that is actually when I'm getting informed, so I'm just going with on negotiation unit, setting the offer. While setting the offer, am I doing something? So request join permissions, I changed the stuff, I opened the model, handled everything, and as soon as the model was opened and all, and when I'm actually handling it, in that case handle response, and when I'm actually handling the response, permission grant join permission is the event that is triggered. That's fine. Hiding the model, and that's it, nothing else. So this thing is actually done, and once this thing is done, let's collapse this. Apart from this particular thing, permission denied, probably permission is going to be denied, so I'm gonna be disconnecting the socket as well. Disconnecting the socket in the sense redirect and the socket disconnect, and socket disconnect. So that particular socket is actually going to be disconnected. So this is the thing that will be happening. Apart from this particular thing, what else am I supposed to be doing? So permission denied actually happened. After the permission denied, inform me about others, I will be setting the new connection, and inform others about me again, I will be setting the new connection. So I don't really need to worry about it. I will be adding the user to set new connection will actually happen here. So I'm gonna be digging deeper into that too. And whenever I'm actually setting the new connection, not closed connection actually, this closed connection actually happens inform others about disconnected. So this is not something I'm worrying about right now. Inform me about others. At that time I will be just simply setting the new connection. When setting the new connection, connection gets established, and when the connection actually gets established, connection or negotiation needed. So just a minute. Connection, new connection, I got a new RTCP peer connection, ICE configuration, and I will have ICE configuration related stuff here too. And offer got created, offer event got set. Once the offer got set, here whenever I'm gonna be getting the ICE candidate, I'm gonna be sending those ICE candidates back to the user. So what will I do when I actually get these ICE candidates? So once I have them, let's make it white or green or any color, ICE candidates. So as soon as I got these ICE candidates, I will be sending them to the signaling server. Signaling server will actually send them to the peer 2. So this way I'm actually sending the ICE candidates. So I can say ICE candidates are actually gonna be sent. Okay, so this way I'm just simply sending the ICE candidates back to the peer, another peer. Similarly, I will be sending the offer as well. So this way offer will be sent to, so the offer that I actually have, the offer will be sent to the signaling server. Signaling server will send the offer back to the peer 2. So here I'm actually sending the offer. So this is how things are actually getting done, and let's see exactly when the offer is received, what exactly am I doing. But at least so far I have done this much. Okay, and when it comes to adding the tracks, so what am I doing? First of all, of course, I'm sending the things and all. When I'm actually adding the track, at the time adding the track, so I will be, it's gonna be quite a lot here. Adding the track in the sense I will be getting this stuff from the other peer side, right? So ultimately when I get the track from the other peer side, so I will check whether I have the stream using that particular connection ID or not, because if I have the stream, that's great. If I don't have, I will have to create. So I will have two types of streams over here, remote audio stream and remote video stream. So when it comes to this particular section, that means add a track section. So let me do one thing, let me actually bring it here so that I can just explain it in detail. So when it comes to this on track, so first of all I will check this thing, the remote audio track, remote audio stream. This is gonna be what? This is actually gonna be an object. So remote audio stream is actually your video stream, not an object. This is an object because I'm checking whether the connection ID exists there or not. Okay, sorry, not an object. Remote video stream, I'm able to get this using this object notation, and I'm actually able to set the stream just like this. That simply means that is nothing but an object. So this is not an array. First of all, this is actually an object. Only then I can just simply set the value like that. Okay, so once this is an object, so I will have remote video stream and remote audio stream. Remote video stream, audio stream, that's gonna be an object. Similarly, a remote video stream, that's actually gonna be an object, just like this. So I need to maintain these states here. So let's do one thing, or as for these states I will be having them here, and when these are gonna be related to the process, so I will be having remote audio stream, and I will be having a remote video stream. These are the process related, I mean these are the event like variables that will be holding the values. So this is gonna be one of them, this is gonna be the another one. So remote video stream, similarly this remote audio stream is actually gonna be coming here somewhere like this. So I will be having these variables over here, and when I actually have the variables, of course, from the track, what will I be getting? From the track I will be getting the stream, right? So let's delete this. So from the track, whenever on track actually happens, where was I now? Whenever I get the event on track, so not even this initialized, whenever I'm creating the new connection, So the new connection is actually created here. Set the connection on negotiation is on track. I will be getting the event. From that event I will be able to get the track kind, whether that is a video or that is the audio and all. And not only that, once I got that, then track kind and video stream actually gonna be this. Get tracks. How will I be getting this track? So remote video stream. From the remote video stream I will be getting the stream, right? So ultimately what is happening, if the remote video stream does not exist, then create this. If that does not exist, then create this. This is the first thing. And the another thing is that if that is equals to video, so I will be getting the stream from here. And remote video stream connection, add a track, and tracks are gonna be added. So event.track. So from there I will actually be getting the track, and once I get the track I can add the track here. So it's gonna be pretty simple. So Control C, add track, right? So what actually happens here, I will be having this media stream in them. So they will be having the value of this media stream based on the ID, and once they actually have the media stream, after that from here I'm actually going to be getting the track. So once I got the track, I will be just simply kind of adding the track in them. Once the track is actually added, then what am I doing? Once the track is actually added, then so I'm kind of adding the track, remote video stream, and removing the track from them, adding the new tracks. So new tracks should be added every time. And video element related, getting the ID. Once I get the ID, I'm just simply setting the source as well. That's it. Same is gonna be happening this video, audio. Okay, kind of understandable. Apart from this particular thing, peer connections ID is connection ID, so I'm gonna be saving the peer connection ID here. This is not even needed for now. Peer connections, and it will be having a particular connection. And this is the extra thing that I'm doing. But ultimately, what is happening here? Okay, whenever this on track happens, so I will have the ID. Let's keep it somewhere here so that it's understandable. Just like this, and inside this I will have the ID, and that particular ID will contain the value of this media stream. Just like this. Again, it is flexible. It's not like I will be having them this way only. I can make the changes as per the need, but overall things are gonna be like this. And from here I will be getting the track, and these tracks are actually gonna be added to this. So this add track will happen here. Add track. Once the tracks are actually added, after that, not only that, first of all I will remove the track. So this is gonna be the second step actually. Let's bring them here. But first of all, I will even be removing the track from here. So before adding the track, there are gonna be two-step process. Remove previous tracks. So I will be removing the previous tracks. Once the previous tracks are actually removed, after that I will be adding the new ones. So the new tracks are going to be added just after that. So this is how things are actually gonna be going on. And just like this. Apart from this particular thing, as soon as I got the track, I removed the previous ones, and of course from I will be getting the track, and I will be getting the kind, what kind of track that is. So I will be getting the kind as well. And once I got these things, if that is a video, so video is going to be there. If that is the audio is going to be there, and it will be added. Once it is actually added, after that what am I doing? So on track, got the tracks and all. Okay, got the track type as well. Remove the previous ones, added the new ones, and even UI is gonna be changing. So add the track is gonna be added. Once the track is actually added, I got the string and plus UI changes. So I added the track. Once the track is actually added, after that I got the connection ID, source object, that's gonna be null, remote video stream, and connection ID. So it's like I'm changing the UI too. So I will be adding the track first, and now from here I will be getting the stream, and once I actually got the stream, source object, the stream is actually gonna be added here. So the stream needs to be added, so I will get the stream from there, and I will just simply add this stream somewhere here. So this is how that will how things are actually gonna be going on. Interesting. So it's pretty simple. I will be getting the track from the other user side, and I'm gonna be removing the previous track. I will even add the track, and that track will be added here, and once the track is actually added over here, then I will get the stream, and that particular stream will actually be added to the source object, and that's it. So this is how things are gonna be going on. Apart from this particular thing, is there anything else that am I doing? Just after that, I'm gonna be first of all, here I actually created the peer connection. So this particular peer connection, set new peer connection. So from here I will actually get a peer connection. In that case, let me do one thing. Inside this process, I will have one more thing, that is one more object, I must say, peer connections, and this is again going to be an object. This will also be an object rather than being an array. And when it comes to this peer connection, so this peer connection is actually gonna be saved inside this. So this is how things are actually gonna be going on. And inside this peer connection, I will have the ID, of course, and peer connection, just like this. So this is how the things are actually gonna be going on. Similarly over here, when it comes to these streams, so I will have the ID and I will have the stream. Similarly over here, I will have the ID and I will have the stream. So this is how I'm gonna be actually having the things. So this much is done, set the peer connection as well, and then I'm updating the media senders. These media senders are mainly responsible for keeping the information of those people who are actually sharing the audio or video. So update media senders, and what is actually happening here, I'm getting the RTP senders, and as I was working with audio track here, video process, not really this one, not worried about the video process right now, setting the connection. Once the connection is actually set up, and then I'm actually adding the tag, not even that. At the end, what am I doing? At the end, I'm just simply updating the senders, and video track and RTP video senders. So this is how things are actually gonna be going on. So if the video state, that is again one more thing that I have here, video state can be camera or this. So on the basis of the video state, okay, what if that is the audio? In that case, I will be adding it for the audio. So update media senders, and media senders are mainly being updated for the audio track, sorry, video track. So remote video streams, this much is done. This thing is done too. This part is done too, and setting it, loading it, that's fine. Apart from this particular thing, update media senders. When I'm actually updating the media senders, only video related thing is actually going to be handled here, though I'm managing the audio as well, but that is something I'm not handling. That's insane. So document this source object null, source object remote audio stream. I'm getting the audio stream from there, and that is simply getting added. One more thing, I have this remote audio player, that's okay. I have this remote video player, that is also okay. But from the, yeah, that's understandable. From the other side, I will be getting a stream that contains both. Because over here, when I get the track, so the track can have both the types. That can have audio type, that can have video type. In that case, I will have to just know more about it. From the other user side, let's even check how am I sending the data from the other user side. Sending the data from the other user side in the sense, whenever I click on the audio tag, then what happens? So this is gonna be related to the event. By the way, over here, just after that, I will be updating the media senders. So lastly, what will I do over here? Lastly, once everything is actually update media senders, just like this. Literally? Okay, I'm not gonna be calling back either. So updating media senders, I will be updating the media senders, and this is something is on question. Why do I have confusion here? The thing is that when it comes to the media senders, so there are two types of media senders. There are gonna be RTP audio senders, so let me have them here as well. So as for this thing, this is actually gonna be, come on here. RTCP peer connection, right? This is way. So this is how I will be going ahead. By the way, this should be for the video, and the another one. So this is how things should be going on, and this is going to be for the peer connections. Okay, so I will be having few RTP senders as well. So first one is gonna be RTP video senders, and as for these, they are gonna be again the same way. That's gonna be ID, and there's gonna be sender information, just like this. And same thing is actually gonna be happening here. These things are not working well. Don't know why. Okay, never mind. Then I will have RTP audio sender. They will contain the information about the audio sender and all, and ID is gonna be there, sender is gonna be there, just like this. But the problem is that whenever I'm just simply changing the video senders, I'm not changing the audio sender. The question is why. But even before that, whenever when I click on that video icon, I should be adding the icon like video as well, right? So when I click on the mic, at that time I load the mic and all, that's fine. And when the mic is actually loaded, after that, whenever I click on the mic, then this should happen. Yeah, obviously this should happen. Update media senders. At that time, media senders are gonna be updated, and audio is gonna be added, just like this. So audio tag, I'm just simply sending RTP audio senders to, right? So over here I'm adding it, updating in the sense when I'm actually updating. So in the peer connection, the track is actually gonna be added. So right now when I click on this in the peer connection, this track is added. So in the peer connection, I'm just simply adding the track. This peer connection contains the peer connection. In the peer connection, you can add many tracks, that is right, and that's what I'm doing here. So this tag is actually added over here. And update media senders, in the sense I get the track senders, and on the basis of that thing, of course that particular track is added to the RTP sender, and plus it is added. So pc.add track, first of all it is add, I can say RTP senders is gonna be equals to, or RTP senders ID, that's gonna be equals to pc.add track. So ultimately I add the track to the peer connection, and as soon as the track is added to the peer connection, I get the sender, and as soon as I get the sender, I just simply save it there, and that's the same thing that is actually happening over here. So whenever I click on the audio track, so this is actually happening, right? I'm just simply updating the senders, and apart from that particular thing, I'm removing the senders. Removing the senders in the sense you are just simply doing the opposite. So source object is being null, and remove senders. So remove video stream, remove media senders, update media senders. When I click on this remove media senders, so I'm back here, and when I'm actually removing the media senders, at that time it's gonna be null, and it's gonna be remove the track. So there are two things. The another thing is that remove media sender. This is not quite actually happening here, but later this will happen some way or the other. So somewhere or the other I will need to remove media senders, and mainly when I click on the mic off, so media senders, and when actually removing the media sender, so I will be getting the track, I will not be getting the track. At that time I will just be getting the RTP senders, and at that time I have to set the value of RTP senders null, and the peer connection that I have from that particular peer connection. So from the peer connections I will be getting, right? So from peer connections I will be getting the ID. On the basis of the ID I will get the peer connection, and then dot remove track, I will be removing the audio track. So this is how the things are actually going to be going on, and that's the same thing I'm doing here. Okay, so this much I've done. So remove media track, this will be actually happening later, not now. So let's give it some color here. Just a sec. Just a minute, give me a moment. Actually suffering from this a bit, so it's a bit hard, but okay, never mind, let's continue. So I've done this much. yeah, kind of it gets crazy, but ultimately you need to have clear mind map made in your mind. Only then you can just simply get the stuff done. So I'm just simply gonna be updating the media tracks and all, and that's great. And once this is done, after that I hope I've done most of the things. So I've removed it. And by the way, as soon as I click on this video process, so I have to check first of all what am I doing. There are gonna be states as well, so let's simply set the state. When it comes to the state, so just in here, because I will have media state. Ultimately I can say media, what is the name of it, just at the top. So I have peer connections IDs, that's okay. These peer connections are needed, connection ID not needed. I have already set them. Local video player will contain the what element, server process, okay, that's fine. Audio track will contain the audio track. Is this even needed? Audio track contains the audio track. The question is, why is this needed? It contains the audio track, and that audio track can directly be added. Is audio mute? RTP centers. I have video states, so I will have the video states. And video states in the sense that can be none, that can be camera, that can be screenshot there, but because I will be sharing the screen as well, right? So let's have the video states over here. So when it comes to this video states, so there can be none value, there can be camera value, and there can be screen share value, right? So depending on them, things are actually gonna be happening. And apart from this particular thing, I have this video state. By default it's actually gonna be none. Video cam track, so I do have the video track as well, I have the audio track as well, and I have RTP senders. Okay, so overall things I've done, I am gonna be just saving 2 more states here, and those states are gonna be audio track and video track. So audio track and video track, they're actually gonna be saved. When it comes to this track, so they are gonna be tracks that are set from my own side. So let me, you can see whether that's exactly happens or not. This is wrong. Video track, they will be just simply containing the tracks and all. So let's see whether this is exactly what happens or not. So whenever I click on the mic, at that time I'm gonna be loading the audio in the sense getting the tracks and all. And once I actually got the track, I'm just simply getting the stream, getting the tracks, and as soon as I got the track, I'm just simply adding it to the audio track. This is exactly what happens. That's fine. So glad with that. Happy to know that. Apart from this particular thing, whenever I click on the mic, at that time audio track enabled, of course that's gonna be enabled. So whenever I click on the mic, the audio track should be enabled automatically, as simple as that. And update media centers are actually gonna be updated. So click on this, media center will be updated. If that is the false, then of course it will not be updated, so it will be removed, and audio track is actually gonna be stopped. So when I click on the mic, so this is gonna be altogether a new event. These events are gonna be related to the front end side. So what exactly you do, there's gonna be mic button, there's gonna be camera button, there's gonna be screen share button, right? So let me make them right, just like this. So when you click on the mic, then what should you do? Suppose I clicked on the mic. In that case, if the mic is on and if the mic is off, there are going to be 2 situations, right? If the mic is actually on, that simply means mic is on. I will be getting the stream. Once I got the stream, I will get the track. Once I got the track, I save it in the audio track. Quite simple. Not only that, once you got that, you save it in the audio track. Set RTP audio sender. You will have to save the value here as well. So let's even see whether I'm doing exactly the same or not. So clicked on the mic, got the audio stream, set it to that. After that, audio enable, that is true, that's okay. Apart from this particular thing, changing some stuff on the UI part, that's fine. Media sender, update media senders. And when it comes to updating the media sender, that simply means I'm actually adding that particular audio track. So that the same audio track is actually added here. So what can I actually do? I can come back here and I can just simply see or say update media senders. Update media senders in the sense it will be getting the track, it will be getting the RTP senders. So let's go ahead like this. this is how things actually happen. This is how media is actually updated and all. So once this is done, apart from this particular thing, if that is actually off, then of course this time I will not be getting the stream. So when that is actually off, that simply means audio track enabled, that is definitely gonna be false, and even I'm stopping the audio track, so it doesn't even matter whether you make it false or not. And I'm just simply gonna be removing the track. So over here two things are gonna be happening. The audio track that I have, that will actually be stopped, and apart from this particular thing, what else? I mean nothing, just stop that and remove, and remove media tracks. So remove media tracks, remove media, not tracks actually, senders, sorry. So remove media sender, so that particular sender will be removed. So remove media senders. Same thing will be happening on this camera whenever I click on this camera and all, and whenever I click on this screen share. So this is one of the first things. So this particular thing is done. Whenever you click on the video, so you will be processing that. Again, when you click on the video, at that time it can be none or it can be camera. Similarly, when you click on the screen share, it can be none or it can be screen share, and both the things are actually being handled with the video process. So let's go with that. So ultimately, when you click on the camera can either be none. So the first thing is that it can be none, and the second thing is that it can actually be camera, that means it is on, and that simply said it can be off, or I'm handling three things at the same time. Okay, let's keep it like this. It can actually be none. This is actually a better way. And similarly with the screenshot, it can actually be none by default, like I'm not sharing it, or it can be screenshot. So this is how I'm gonna be just simply getting the things done. And remove media senders, let's have it here, and this is how media senders are actually gonna be removed. So let me have it here too. So this is just a process through which media senders are actually removed. You will be having the media senders, I mean RTP senders, and once you have the RTP senders, you will be just keeping it null and all. So this is how we will do everything in practical, but yeah, quite a lot I know. Why am I not able to see the things? Okay, but this thing is important, needed to be here. So when it comes to this, the camera can be none, and when the camera is actually none, then you don't really need to do anything. So if the camera is actually none, video process, coming back to this, so all the things are actually gonna be handled inside this video process. So I can come back here, and there is a function T text video process. So there is a video process related stuff here. Both the things are actually going to be handled inside this video process. Now the next question is, how will I be having getting the things done inside this video process? Okay, when it comes to this video process, so what am I supposed to be doing? What should be happening here? Let's just imagine or try to think ahead. So when it comes to the video track, so I will be getting the stream. Once I got the stream, from the stream I will be getting the track. Once I got the track, I will be setting the track to the video track. Once the track is actually set, after that I will be updating the update media streams, and a few extra things are gonna be actually happening, but let's see. But it's not that simple actually. First of all, the value can actually be null, and when the value is actually null, just remove everything. Like screen share is gonna be off and all, so these things are actually gonna be happening. The second thing is that camera UI part in the sense you will be just simply turning on the camera if the video state is equals to camera. So this is fine too, and the main logic actually starts from here. So main logic in the sense, first of all I will get the video stream that I am getting it here, the same way I had video track over there at the top. Okay, video stream. Once I got this video stream, so this video stream can be of the camera, so I'm getting the video stream of the camera here, and this is actually audio is actually false. So when I click on the video, I only get the stream of the video. Okay, fine. And similarly I can get the display media, and the audio is still gonna be off over there as well. So this way I'm just simply getting that stream. Once I got that particular stream, after that on inactive, that okay, remove that inactive, I will be removing the user and all. The important thing actually starts from here. So if I have the video stream and video stream get tracks, and that simply means if I have the tracks as well. So video camera track is gonna be video stream and get video track. So I will get the track and I will be saving the track here. That's obviously. And after that, local video player, a source object, set it in the media track. So once I got the source object and I already have the stream, I can just directly give it the stream too. And apart from that particular thing, I'm updating it. Kind of, yeah, it is exactly the way we expected it to be. We could have even made it easier to understand, but ultimately at the end of the day, what is happening when it comes to this video process, you will be getting the stream. That can be camera stream or that can be screenshot stream. After that, you will be getting the track. Once you got the track, you will be changing this video track. Why you are actually even saving the information of the video track? Mainly because you can pass the value, right? So even if you don't store this video track, so what am I actually doing here? I'm just updating the media using this video cam track. But in case if I didn't do it, so the track that I had, I just get the track here, video stream. When did I just save the value here? So this video cam track, I could have just saved the value here itself and I could have got the job done. So it's quite straightforward. Like, you don't even need to have the audio track and video track as a very global variables. Rather, you could have just simply created them here. You could have created them here, and update media centers would have got the video track just from here itself. And that is kind of, it is getting even. And once it is done, then RTP video centers are not done. When is this mainly going to be helpful? This video camera tag that I have, whenever I stop, so whenever I click on the camera again and the video tag actually stops, at that time I need to stop that. And for that, in that particular situation, this is particular variable is going to be useful. The same thing is actually happening over here. So if I click on the video process in that's equals to null, in that case, of course, I'm setting it null. Video state, new video state not needed. Just a minute. Share screen, camera, none. In this mic, I was making it stopped. So if that is actually off, in that case, I was stopping it just right here. Audio track, I was stopping it. Similarly, I can stop the video track as well. So this is how things are gonna be going on. So if I just write this much, this kind of does the job. Again, as for the adding the media stream, this is how the media stream is actually added. So I can just directly go ahead like this. Okay, so this much I've done. So this is all about when you click on mic, camera and screen share, then what should happen? No doubt I will have to make many changes in the UI and all. Okay. Man. Okay, never mind. This much is done. Let's continue. So initialization is already done. Event process, all the event related stuff actually happens here. And I have already talked about these events, exactly what happens when you click on these events and all. Screen share, exactly what happens. So this event related stuff is already done. And this event related stuff is actually happens when everything gets initialized for the first time. And this is the init function, so process initialization. So and when I call this init function in the app, let's simply click on this, collapse this. Over here, a signaling server, and inside this signaling server, whenever it's connected, at that time I just call it. So whenever the connection is actually established, connection is established in the sense two people are actually connected via WebSocket and they are in the meeting. So at that time I just initialize this, and it kinds of makes sense as well that it doesn't matter even. Like when it comes to these events, right? So at that time over here, what am I doing? When it comes to these event processes, these events are actually added to these when it actually initializes. And in my case, I'm gonna be doing it directly. So if I'm inside the meeting page, that means these events are already set. That's okay too. This is actually personal choice, so I'm not really worried about this. And the audio connection status just simply tells me whether the connection status is actually new connecting and all, and on the basis of that thing it will be getting the job done. Kind of great. It can be new, it can be connecting, it can be connected, but it cannot be stopped and all, so makes sense. Update media centers, I already know. Remove media centers, got it. Then remove video stream is something interesting. And this remove video stream, when will it be called? So I will be just whenever I click on the video, and if that is equals to none, then it should be stopped. That simply means I can go to event processes here, and when I click on this video, when I just go to this video process, and if the value is actually equals to none, so let's get this thing here where all it's being used here, none comes out. I don't have it here. Okay, collapse this video state, collapse this, and when I'm actually getting the video stream, so this is where you are getting the streams and all, that's fine. And the camera UI part, okay, understood. And remove video stream, so this is where the stream is actually getting stopped, and on which condition, if this value is actually equals to none. In that case, video state is gonna be this, and I'm gonna be removing the video stream. Removing the video stream in the sense, okay, just a second. Hold on. When I click on turn camera and like turning off the camera, or when I click on the mic, at that time I have to remove the stream as well. So removing the stream as in the sense, this video camera track will be stopped. That's okay. That's what I've been even looking for. And the camera text, I mean, this is quite understandable. So what is actually happening here, when you turn off the video, when you turn off the audio, you are just simply directly stopping the audio track and just removing the media senders. Similarly, when you click on the none value, so let me have them here or not here, then if the video process, and in the video process I will be actually getting the status. So from here I will actually getting the status, and this status can be none, this status can be camera, this status can be screen share, right? But the main thing comes when the value actually becomes none. That simply means nothing is being shared. In that case, I'm gonna be doing the same thing the way I did it with the audio. So I will have video stream, right? A video track. So video, this name is not right. So I will have the audio track. Over here I have the video track. So this video track is actually gonna be stopped. So video track needs to be stopped. So I will just simply stop that video track if that's equals to null. After that, remove media stream, as simple as that. Media senders, sorry. So remove the media senders. So the same thing is actually happening with the audio, and the same thing is actually happening with the video. So kind of just because both of them are the like media streams and all, and they need to be removed, and that is why I'm just simply doing it. And kind of, yeah, it got done as well. And apart from this particular thing, nothing is needed right now. Video process, know everything about the video process. ICE configuration already done. On negotiation needed, on getting the track, that's understandable as well. And peer connections, adding the peer connections, updating the media stream. One thing is here, when it comes to adding the video senders here, media senders. So I'm just simply adding the video media senders. Why is that so? When I actually get this track, it's not even about the track. It's about creating the connection. Once the connection is ready, after that, video states camera, video states screen share. If the video state is actually this, but the thing is that by default the video state is actually gonna be what? By default video state is gonna be null. That means this particular thing will never ever happen. And if it is actually happening, then it can be equals to this. That's okay. I will get the video cam track and doing this. But there can be another case as well. There can be a case where video state. Okay, this is merely tackling the video state. There can be another case. In that case is audio track is already available, but that's very less probability. Whenever the peer connection is getting connected, is there any probability that before getting the peer connection ready, or before that is even established, created, I already have my video stream? Yeah, this probability does exist. And once this probability actually exists, then of course I'm going to be setting this. And this only happens when you are actually allowing the user in advance. Okay, this can be handled anytime, not really big problem. SDP process will be just simply when what actually happens here. I listen for the events. SDP process, I listen for the events. Okay. init process client functions. So process client functions in the sense HTTP. Let's quickly click on this, and over here I listen for the events. Listening for the events in the sense HTTP process, right? I get the message. Okay, understood. Then close connection. This close connection will actually happen. So let's go back to this one here. Event signaling process. Almost this is the HTTP function that will automatically be passed, and whenever this function is called, it will just simply transfer the value. So I have to create a function too. That function is quite globally going to be used, and that function is actually gonna be somewhere here. That's gonna be called SDP function, and it will be just taking two things. It will be getting the to connection ID, connection ID, exactly where you have to send and what data do I have to send. It will get these two things, and it will be just simply forwarding the data to the signaling server. Once the signaling server receives it, signaling server will be re-forwarding it. So this is how it's gonna be getting done. And I have this handle response. No need to worry about this. Not like this. Request to join permission. Permission denied. Inform others. This is done as well. Inform others about disconnected user. Let's talk about this one. So this particular event is going to be triggered whenever the connection is actually disconnected. That simply means you reloaded the page, and that simply means we've done most of the things I want to do. Here we are. So far I've done this much. Inform me about others. I created the peer connection. Once the peer connection is actually created, I just added everything. Once everything is actually added, I just simply, once the peer connection is created on ICE candidate, I got the I set the offer. Once I set the offer, I sent the offer back there. And apart from this particular thing, as I got the candidates, I will be just simply sending the candidates back there. And right now it will be getting the candidates here. So it will be getting the candidates here. The other client actually is gonna be getting the candidates here, and the other client will be getting the offer here. So in both the cases, the other client will have to check. What will it check? Once it got these things, so the other client is actually gonna be check the peer connection. So it will be checking whether it has the peer connection or not. Okay, once it checked with the peer connection, if it does not have that, then it will create it. So there are gonna be two conditions. If yes, continue. If no, create new peer connection. So ultimately new peer connection is gonna be created, and you will have to call that particular method, set new connection and all. So new peer connection is gonna be created. Once there is new peer connection, after that what will happen? After that nothing else. You have to just simply add the stuff. Let's see even this thing. So whenever the other client receives it, but even before that, some other stuff. If I reload the page, then what happens? If I reload the page, the connection gets disconnected. That simply means on the server side, ask disconnect, grant permission, HTTP process. This simply does the job. Send message, file transformation, disconnect. This gets triggered. And whenever the disconnection happens, that means you reloaded the page or not. So in that case, first of all, I'm finding the user. So in case if you reloaded the page by mistake, knowingly, depends on you exactly how you did that. But if you did that, then what will happen? Let's see. So here we are. So if just here you actually reloaded the page, you reload the page. Okay. As soon as you reloaded the page, an event will be triggered. So ultimately, when page is actually reloaded, disconnect event gets triggered. So disconnect event gets triggered, and on the server side, when that particular disconnect event actually, what the hell? Okay, so as soon as you reloaded the page, so disconnect event will be triggered, and as soon as that is disconnected, the user is that event is actually triggered. After that, you are just getting that particular participant who actually reloaded the page. After that, you are getting the meeting ID. Once you got the meeting ID, remove the user from the meeting participants. The user will be definitely removed. After that, you will be getting the remaining participants. Once you got the remaining participants, then you will be informing other participants that this particular user left the room. So Control C. I will be emitting this. So from my signaling server, I will be informing the other user. Right now there's only one user, so that particular user is actually going to be informed, and this is gonna be the one. So inform others about disconnected user, that other users are actually gonna be informed. And when other users are actually gonna be informed, then what will happen? That is something I have to take care of. And apart from this particular thing, there is send, handle, age, and file transformation, and all that can be done easily using circuit.io. Disconnected user, let's talk about this thing as well. So inform others about disconnected user. So if that user is actually removed, then I will be changing the UI part. So participant text, all these things are gonna be removed. So change the UI and close the connection. Closing the connection in the sense, what exactly happens when I close the connection? So whenever I close the connection, so first of all, here there are gonna be a few things that I will be doing. The first thing is actually gonna be remove the user or disconnected user from the UI. This is gonna be the first thing, or one of the first things. And once the user is actually removed from the UI, after that what will I be doing? After that I am gonna be closing the connection. And for closing the connection in the sense, peer connection side is gonna be closed, and then it's gonna be null. And so I'm actually gonna be closing the connection. So second step is actually gonna be closing the connection. So close connection, and when I'm actually closing the connection, in that case few things are actually gonna be happening in this here. Close connection. First thing is that the peer connection that I have, I will just simply close the connection. So peer connection is going to be closed, and the value of the peer connection is actually gonna be set to null. So this is the first thing that will be happening. Apart from this particular thing, the remote audio streams. So whenever the connection is closed, I will have the audio streams. Won't I have them? Of course I will have them. So the audio streams that I actually have, all the tracks are gonna be stopped. So I will be getting the tracks, and I will be just stopping all the tracks. By the way, as I have closed the connection, so that is everything all automatically gets stopped. So even if I don't stop the, no, I will have to stop it, sorry. So because the streams are different or not related to the peer connection. Peer connection is different, the stream is different. So I will have to close this. Ultimately I will have to stop this, and I will have to set it to null. So whatever streams I have, streams are actually gonna be stopped. First of all, from the streams I will get the tracks, and when I got the tracks I will be stopping that. And the another thing is that I will be setting the value of the streams to null. This is how it's actually going to be going on. And that's it. This is exactly what happens. Understandable. So this is how the connection actually gets closed. So when the user actually gets disconnected, and apart from this particular thing, the main thing actually starts from here. So I sent this from the candidate side, right? So I will be emitting it, and as soon as I emitted it, so on the other peer side I will be listening for these events. Listening for these events in the sense, connect, request, permission, other, disconnected, hand raise, show file, SDB process. This is the event that I'm actually listening. And this SDB process is mainly responsible for sending the answer and all many things. I can just simply click on this, and actually clicking on this. So I'm gonna be getting two things here. First of all, there's gonna be message that's gonna be from connection ID, and once I got the message, and then I will be checking whether that is the answer, or that is the offer, or that is the ask candidate, or the video was actually switched off. Not only that, I could have sent it for the audio as well. When I turn off the audio, the people should be notified that okay, this person turned the audio off and all. So this can be done for both the people. But yeah, this is how the things are actually happening. When it is the answer, then of course the RDCP peer connection is definitely gonna be ready. So I will be getting the connection. I will be setting the remote description. So let's do it. So whenever I actually receive it here, over here, so if yes, then okay, that's great. Create, just continue. Otherwise, if no, create the new peer connection. Once the peer connection is actually created, then the main thing starts here. So peer connections, and using the ID you will be getting the peer connections. And after that, a few things here. The thing is that once it is actually ready, after that that can be answer. So if that is the answer that if you are getting, so just simply set remote, what remote, if that is the answer, so you will have to set the local description. If that is the answer, how do you know that is the answer? yeah, offer you can create on your own side. That's understandable. If that is the answer, definitely that's gonna be the remote description. Remote description. So even you will have to create the remote description, don't you think so? So suppose from my side, I actually sent the offer. Once I actually sent the offer, so let's talk about this particular section as first of all. So offer, let's remove everything. First of all, I'm really gonna be talking about the offer because I'm sending the offer. As soon as I send the offer, then there's probability that peer connection does not exist. In that case, I will have to create the peer connection. Once the peer connection is already done, then the offer is actually gonna be what? The offer that I actually sent, that is actually gonna be remote description on the other side. So am I doing the same thing here? First of all, getting the connection ready. After that, set remote description. So I'm setting the remote description, and once the remote description is actually set, so set a remote description. After that, create answer, send the answer back. Send the answer back. So ultimately, this reload page related thing should be happening somewhere here at the end, because I'm yet to manage many things here. So let's keep it somewhere here. Let's bring it here, and let's bring it here. So over here, I got the offer and I got these things done here. Peer connection created and all, and then everything got done this way. Once everything got done, then I will create the answer, and once the answer is actually created, so whatever the answer that I have created from here, I will be sending that answer back to the user. So this is actually gonna be coming here, and this signaling server will forward it there again. So once it is actually forwarded, okay, once it is actually forwarded here, so I will get the answer, and once I actually got my answer over here, then what will I be doing? Once I actually got the answer here, then set remote description. So remote description is actually gonna be set. Okay, fine. So I got the answer. Once the remote description got set, then what am I doing? So in both the cases, if that is the offer, then that's okay. If I'm actually getting it from the other side, that simply means even if that is the offer, remote description, that is the answer, remote description. So even if I'm getting the answer from the other side, that's gonna be the for the remote description. If I'm getting the offer from the other side, again that's gonna be a remote description. So it doesn't matter what you are getting. If you are getting from a remote peer, so that's actually gonna be a remote description, and that's it. Actually, don't need to do anything else. So once you get this here, set the remote description. You are already setting it. Once the remote description is already set, no need to worry about anything. Lastly, it can be actually as candidate, and you are gonna be just simply setting the connection. Not really setting the connection. First of all, you will be checking whether the connection already exists or not, and after that, once the connection already exists, you will be adding the ICE candidates and all. So quite understandable kind of remote description. You said that. So once you got the offer, set remote description, create the answer. Once the answer is created, after that, set local description. Once the local, or let's do one thing, create the answer. Once the answer is actually created, you will be setting the local description with the answer, and send answer back, or let's keep it like this, and send the answer back just like this. Okay, so let's keep it somewhere here. This is fine. And when it comes to the sending the answer back, so of course answer is gonna be sent can't I just, okay, never mind, it's actually gonna be somewhat like this. Okay, so I'm gonna be sending the answer back, and as soon as I set the local description over here, so as soon as local description is set, I will be getting my ICE candidates, and as I got my ICE candidates, I will be just simply sending my ICE candidates back. So these ICE candidates are actually gonna be sent from this side to the another peer, just here. So I got my ICE candidates over here, ICE candidates, and once I actually got the ICE candidates, So this way I got the ice candidates, and once I got the ice candidate, I will check. What will I check? Whether the peer connection exists or not. So peer connections, I will have to check whether the peer connections already exist or not. If the peer connection already exists, so peer connection, and I will be just simply adding that. So dot add ice candidate. This is the method that will be used for just simply adding the ice candidates and all, and this is how the things are actually gonna be done. So I will be just simply adding the ice candidate. Same thing will happen here. Then as soon as I send the ice candidates, so I will be checking it, and if that is the offer, then do this, and peer connection ID, if that is the offer, then do this, and what if that is not the offer? So in that case, if that is the offer, then this much is actually done. Got it? And this particular thing needs to be like this. So that is how it makes sense. Send the audio. And if that is the offer, then I'm doing these many things. But if that is the not offer, that is the what? That is the answer. So the another thing can be that is actually the answer that I'm actually getting. If that is the answer, that's gonna be remote description that is already done on this side. So I'm already handling this particular answer related stuff. The last thing can be key, that is actually ice candidate. Ice candidate, just like this. If that is the ice candidate, then again check whether peer connection already exists or not. So peer connection, I will have to check whether that is already exist or not. The ID, once the peer connection already exists, after that add ice candidates. So ice candidates are actually going to be added. So this is how once the ice candidates are actually added, a peer connection is going to be established. That means two users can talk to each other. Whenever I reload the page, this particular thing is stuff happens quite a lot. Understood? Okay, what is the next thing? If that is the, and if that is the video switch off, so it can be like, it can be audio switch off, it can be video switch off. So I will be informing others. So the last thing can be key when it comes to these events. So it can be actually audio switch off, or it can be video switch off, and the other users needs to be informed about this. On the basis of this thing, I'll be just simply changing the UI. So whenever I'm closing the connection, not closing the connection actually, managing the states and all, at that time, if that's equals to switch off, yeah, just simply change the UI. That's the only thing that happens. So in both the cases, change the UI. How will I be managing it? That's another case. Exactly how many states am I gonna be needing when working with the real application, because of course many things are gonna be changed, but overall your path should be clear. This is the way. Now how will I be just going or walking on this way is up to me, but at least it is clear what you have to do. Now how you have to do is completely up to you. So this much is done. So SDP process related is done, set offer is done, close connection is done. Ultimately set new connection, initialization process, close connection. I've gone through everything. And set connection, video process, remove video streams, update connection status, loading, and the event processes. And it turns out I've gone through everything. In the sense process related stuff is already done. Apart from this particular thing, this connect is already done. Request permission, deny other, about, inform me about others, hand raise. Whenever you raise the hand, it's pretty simple. You have to inform the other user, right? Hand raise for info for others. Let's get rid of this. So whenever I'm just simply raising the hand, this is insane. This is the event that I'm actually listening, right? So when I click on the hand, so an event should be sent. SDP process, this is fine. Show chat messages and all. So these are the few things that are remaining. When it comes to chat message, I mean, this is quite understandable. If you want to send you are listening for the chat messages, once you got them, you will be just simply changing the UI and all. So this is understandable, no need to worry about them. When it comes to the files, so you will be getting some files, you will be just simply attaching the files and all, no need to worry about this as well. I mean, these things are quite understandable. Later if I get stuck, I will be coming back here. and event handling, add user, and at the end of the day these are just gonna be the events. So UI participants, toggle, cross, stop, and I can just simply easily create these buttons and all, I mean events, and that's it. Overall, I've gone through almost all the things. Few things are still remaining, that is how you will be capturing the screen and all, and that is not that difficult too. So I will be coming back to it later once around 80% of the application is ready, and then we will be going through the remaining steps. For now, I should be calling it, and it is the time to just simply start working on the real application. One more thing, whenever I'm just simply initializing everything, event handling, and when it comes to this event handling, so this event handling directly happens over here. That's so insane, but okay. This is actually nothing compared to what we have covered. So event handling and handling all these things is easy peasy. So this is something that can be done easily. Okay, everything is closed. What is going to be the next step? Overall, we have the plan. Okay, this is something that we have to do, and this is how the connection is actually going to be established. These are the variables. Even more than that, I will need the variables, but overall these are the ones that I'm gonna be needing. And once everything is already clear, now I can just move forward. I can start working on the real application, and let's see how it's gonna be going on. Real application in the sense, let's go back here again, and the real application was this Let's Talk application that I was working on, and code. I worked on this thing quite a lot. It's not like I have to start many things, rather almost all the basic things they are already created. So let's exactly see how it looks like right now. npm run dev backend is gonna be running. Similarly, npm run dev frontend is gonna be running. And at this time, my funda is simple. At a time, I will work only on one project, because if I focus on many, I end up with nothing actually. This is the thing that has happened with me quite a lot. And because of this thing, once I'm done with this particular project, I will start working on the other ones. Otherwise, I will not. As simple as that. And as for what the hell, why is this not starting? Come on, yeah, this front end should start. TypeScript is initializing. This front end is not starting. Literally, you've got to be kidding me. Kill this type there. We start a new one. CD, 2 steps back, and front end, ls, npm. What? Okay, yeah, npm run dev. Anything wrong with this? Why is this just simply taking time? I mean, nothing's wrong. It's like TypeScript. Okay, right now it's on. Let's simply click on this. And first of all, I'm not getting the authentication is already ready. But the thing is that when I'm actually making an like request to check whether the user actually exists or not, so it takes a lot of time to just get the response from the backend as well. And because of that thing, the authentication is kind of bypass. Not really that. It's kind of skipped for now. And I'm just simply giving the name and the meeting ID to the user, and that is why as soon as I click on the login, I'm not redirected to the login page, rather I'm directly redirected here. Later I will fix this. This is kind of a shortcut that I have gone with right now. If I click on the profile, this is just a demo user and nothing else. If I click on the meeting, so the meeting is actually created. This is how the things are looking like. If I click on the camera, it will ask for the camera permission, but the camera is being used from this side. So let me do one thing. Let me come back here. Gonna be using this Iron webcam, and right now that is going to be used here just for the webcam. Gonna be even removing it, and right now if I just simply reload the page, I'm gonna be clicking on the camera, and here I am, unvisible. So this thing quite simple. I mean, it's not that difficult either. So over here, this is the local video player. Now I need to have some remote video players, and then I have to just simply render them here. Even for rendering them here, I need to get the WebRTC connection ready. So it's kind of long way to go, but ultimately we will be getting it done. That is it. I'm just simply gonna be taking a bath right now. It's 2 o'clock around. Quite late, I know, but yeah, I'm just gonna. Even this model is working quite well. I know. This is gonna be actually fantastic once the whole application is actually ready and all. But that is yet to come. Long way to go, but it will be done very soon. very soon in the sense, because I will be focusing on only one project, so of course it's gonna be done. So that was it. Now I'm gonna be catching up after half an hour or maybe 1 hour, and then let's continue from here on. Until then, take care and bye bye and see you.